Shoreditch is an area in the east end of London. Shoreditch has become a popular area of London. Shoreditch used to be a worker class area, but then have been gentrified by different industries. Art galleries, bars, restaurants, pubs, and clubs can shown as examples for the transformation of the area. Today we will take a look to Bagel Bake, which is the oldest bagel shop in London, and Fake Cafe, which is near Bagel Bake, a building which was once a church and now an apartment, and the photos and videos we took during the day from the streets of the Shoreditch, which is a great view.
Gentrification means buying and creating new properties and getting rid of the poor and low business companies. The serial killer cafe in Brick Lane was attacked by a group of protesters. This was done on the 26th of September 2015 at night, when the cafe was open. The cafe was founded by twins, Gary and Alan. They say it is senseless violence. Getting some letters which said, "Die hipsters." The serial killer cafe in Brick Lane is a symbol of gentrification. For example, the increase in price of shelter and food. This protest was apparently put in order by the anarchist group Class War. One of the protesters said that our communities are being ripped apart by the Russian oligarchs, Saudi sheikhs, Israel scumbags, property dealers, Texas oil money twats, and our own grown Ethos. They say that they do not want luxury flats that no one can afford. We want genuinely affordable housing. We do not want pop-up gin bars or brooch buns. We want community. People are protesting for their rights and not for leisure. They want affordable shelter and food.
Stuff down. Yeah. It's because of all the problems in the area. Yeah. How can I help you though?
I don't know, are you working for a long time? Or?
Yeah, the place has been open for 50 odd years. 50 years. And the area's changed over the years because of more and more people moving to the area, like London as a whole. And yeah, but we try to keep the tradition, try to keep things the same. And yeah, we've been here for a long time.
How do you think it's changed in any way? Was it different before?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course it was different. You're up now. Yeah, the area's changed. In some sense for the better, and some for the worse. Obviously, it's getting a bit more expensive in the area, but that's just as more people come to an area, demand increases, and therefore price and value has to increase in line. You know,
So also for the past years, is the prices here increased a bit?
The what, sorry?
The prices.
Our prices we've tried to keep them static, try to keep them the same as much as we can. But I think that's one of the reasons why people appreciate what we're doing here, you know? So yeah, we try to keep things the same as much as we can. Try to keep things as normal, you know, as it should be. As it should be.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much. Good luck with your project.
Okay.
Bye bye.
By this video, we wanted to show gentrification and how it has affected the shortage. And as you can see from the video, there are many shops that are not English and they're from other cultures. For example, all these shops that you can see in the video, they are from other cultures. That shows how other people, when immigrated here, put their cultures, and it's showing how London in general, and especially East London, has a lot of different cultures in it, and how it has affected that, because if you just walk by these streets, you can see the different type of culture and the different type of costumes of each culture. And previously in the video, we have also shown a church that, if you see it, it has changed from a church to apartments, and this shows how gentrification and how people, we have a problem here in quantity, because people cannot afford living in some houses because they're too expensive, and the apartments that are in the church, they are even more expensive. But if you just look at the church there and how the architecture is built, the buildings, and then you just see next to it a really modern building as shown in the previous scene, you start to question how it is changing, because if you put an old building next to a really new one, and all the area has old buildings, it's kind of strange, because this is slowly starting to show how maybe in the future it will change, and how maybe even this area, which is considered to be one of the least expensive ones, are going to become more expensive even more, and people will find even more difficulties in um, in buying. And that's another reason why there's so many homeless people, because people cannot afford that.
We have sourced location based on these metrics. Each of the location exhibits a particular trait of gentrification very well. So we believe that the region has gentrified. Now I'm going to talk about how gentrification has taken place in Shoreditch in details. First of all, after interviewing 2 workers in Bagel Bake, they told us that gentrification has benefited the shop because many immigrants moved here, which brings more consumers to the shop, hence result in increase in the demand of the products for Bagel Bake. As Bagel Bake earns more profits due to the gentrification, they have also raised their price for their products throughout the years. Apart from Bagel Bake, several shops can also show sign of gentrification, such as well-decorated chocolate shop with high price and a modern coffee shop with overpriced product as well. Also, some fashionable designer brand for clothing with high price also appear in Shoreditch. From these overpriced stores, we can tell that gentrification has taken place in Shoreditch.